Welcome everybody, and with this video you have noticed already that is from the series of me documenting my journey. It's been 1 year since I have last uploaded anything, um, including hustle videos and so on, but without much talking, let me just introduce to you the place where I am at the moment. And this is far away from civilization, in the mountains, in the Balkans. You can see that it's pretty fucking amazing. Let's not talk much, but crack into the what has happened. And in this video I'm just basically going to explain to you, um, as I have my script here to remind me, I'm going to explain to you stories of what made me feel congruent to my life's purpose, to get more mature, more aware, regardless of the hell and adversities that I went through. Let's begin. So the last time I recorded the video was last year, and after that I had a break in Bulgaria where I just recovered and got ready to embark on a huge journey of hustle, execution, and maturation. Let's put it this way. Why do I say that? Because if I break down the period into semesters, because mainly primarily my life is being revolved around university. And first semester, when I went there, it was let's kill it now, because now I'm in third year, and I decided to kill it. So I did that. What I did is I had some structure, implemented a structure in my life which gave me a lot of discipline, a lot of um, hustle. Also contributed to me getting really good grades and staying on top of the university work, as well as just life. So what I mean by this is, um, in terms of university, again, I submitted my assessments half a month before the deadline, where everybody else is waiting until the end, and that gave me kind of the feel like execution is a huge goal, which it is. Um, but at one point I fell into, let's say, existential crisis, because I realized, by noticing people's behavior, by noticing their nature, and realizing their nature, the human nature, which is shit, and it is, I felt really disgusted by it, by the ways that they use to achieve their goals. That's not cool. Ah, and that made me feel, I just disliked it. Okay, so I felt into kind of a existential crisis while I was hustling and doing all these um, tough stuff. Yeah. So, but still killing it. All right. Yeah. Everything was fine. Then during this, actually, let me check what I wrote here. So, killing it in university, yes. So, I started taking extreme ownership of my life. Anything that happened, it was me, and it always is me. Um, so, yes, getting into, yeah, that's when I began getting into strategy and war. This is the period when Robert Greene, the author of many interesting books, came into my life. So I started following his writings. The winter break, after my first semester, I went to London. This is where I had some fun. I um, worked to get, um, just to get some money so I can live through the second semester with them. And the most important thing was I developed, actually, a friend of mine, Stanimir, helped me to develop the system of execution even stronger, even more firm, where you can actually be very productive. Then I started using it in my life, which gave me huge results. And also, I started even preaching about it in my society, the Personal Development Society in Alberta, which is gone now because I decided against continuing it to exist. Anyway, then I came back to the second semester. This is where the real hustle happens. Again, I'm killing it in university. This is because it's the end of third year now, and I have to start thinking about a project for the fourth year. I I decide to go with a really huge, really, let's say, tough project using the eye tracker, using evolutionary psychology to measure mate choice copying and the eye movements. So yeah, I start to talk with different professors about it, and then I get uh, as a supervisor one of really cool um, professor from the university to help me with the project, which I'm really grateful for. And apart from that, I have been feeling like Sisyphus. Who is Sisyphus? You should know about the story. I think it was Greek mythology, where there's this guy Sisyphus who cheated the devil, the king of the underworld. And when this king caught him, he punished him to be pushing a rock up the hill and never managed to get to the top because the rock gets heavy and keeps him down. So this is how I felt. Why do I feel that? I think it's because I never managed to achieve balance, um, and have been constantly struggling to push it, and I've been constantly pushing it up the hill, hustling, and never managing to feel fulfilled. However, this is actually what made me feel fulfilled, because these are my values: to constantly be pushing yourself, to be growing, expanding yourself, conquering. And this gave me constantly the feel of, yes, you're doing what you want to be doing, although feeling alone and like shit many times being held down by life, and asking myself, why am I doing that? At the end, yes, I deep down, there is this feeling deep down, which, if you're on the right track, on the right path. And let me check again, because I kind of get lost telling stories. Oh yes. And then by maturing more and more, I get into situations 2 months before I leave Dundee, where it just clicks. Shit happens again, but this time I realize that the human nature is still there. It's still shit. It's pathetic. But what if you play on with their rules? What if you understand how people work, and maybe use it against them, and maybe use what they would do to you? And this, I was like, okay, let me try. And this is where I discovered books and philosophies, and just basically getting to realize more and more the human nature. And I think this is a very important skill to have. So the story continues with me getting into another situation where I read people, where I read situations, and that gives me more and more understanding of it. This is where human nature, and by you playing by the rules of the human nature, the game kind of starts to seem even more, uh, let's say, more interesting. It starts to seem less disgusting and more appealing to you, because now things start to work. And from there, I'm so lost in this list. Yep. Yeah, it makes it seem more intriguing. Beautiful. So, and then the summer comes. This is 2 months ago. The summer comes, I come back home, and I start to basically uh, relax more, take a step back and realize what has happened, become more and even more aware of myself, and coming to a point where I kind of realize my life's purpose, which is not, it's never about happiness, it is about fulfillment. As I mentioned, about this deep feeling inside of you where you know, which is based on your values, which are based on your human nature, you know if you're doing the right thing. Not only for you, but for other people as well. And you kind of know that at the end of the day. So this, I believe, is your life's purpose and my life purpose, which is to abide by the rules of nature, your inner nature. That's been like a tough video, 11 minutes. Maybe it's too much, but it doesn't matter. I do it for the people who want to listen to that, and myself as well. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Maybe next year I'm gonna have another update.